Hey guys, so today I'm filming a beginner's guide to makeup video. This one is on eyebrow. So just to reiterate, I am not a certified makeup artist. Everything I know is from YouTube, and I am taking my personal experiences combined with information and opinions based on others that I really trust, and I'm just taking that all together with a lot of research to give you guys the most information. Linked down below will be a blog post with pictures of all these items, where you can buy it, how much it costs, and all the shades available. So I really recommend you guys check that out. It will be a very useful tool for you guys. I will seriously have all the information that there can be, and I will have all these products listed in the down bar as well, because I'm going to be going over a lot of things. So I also wanted to mention that at the end of this series, I'm going to be doing a Q&A video on all of your beauty related questions. So please leave any beauty questions that you may have in a comment down below. I'm telling you guys about it now, so hopefully I can get a good compilation of questions. I'm gonna be a little embarrassed, I gotta tell you, if I don't really have any questions. So anything that you have, please leave it in a comment down below, and I will do my very best to answer that for you. So not wasting any more time, let's just get into the video, and I'm gonna start with brows. So if you guys are avid YouTube video watchers, you've probably heard a lot of people say that your brows really frame your face, and honestly they do. I used to never do my eyebrows, and now I can't picture going a day without doing them if I'm wearing a full face of makeup, because I feel like I look silly. And I just want to put out there that you do not have to have the thick, drawn on, squared front, long, full eyebrows. That does not work for everybody's face and for everybody's taste. I know that's what's popular right now, but not everybody needs to go for that. I personally like a more squared off front. That's what I like. Some people like a more rounded eyebrow. It all depends on what you like, and you can do a lot to shape your eyebrows, but you really can't fight your natural shape too much, and sometimes it's easier to just go along with it, and it kind of helps make sure your brows will look the same every day, because I'll tell you, mine do not. So as far as grooming goes, I'm definitely not an expert. If you have never groomed your brows before, or you haven't done it in a long time, I would suggest going to a salon and getting them waxed, because they will shape them for you. If you give them an idea of what you would like, show a picture. If you say you want it more round, you want your arch higher up, your whatever you would like, tell that to the hairstylist, and they will be able to do your brows for you, and hopefully they will turn out wonderful. And what I suggest is getting a really nice pair of tweezers. So just make sure that every day or every other day you tweeze any stray hairs, because that will help your brows keep their shape for longer. And there are a ton of different products for brows. There are waxes, gels, pencils, powders, pomades. There are so many different products, and I'm going to tell you about all of them. So for each of these categories, I have several different options that I've only heard rave reviews about. So first, I'm going to start with brow wax, and I have the NYX Eyebrow Shaper wax pencil. In my opinion, a brow wax is most helpful for keeping your brows laid down and for applying powder. If you plan on only using powder on your eyebrows, I definitely recommend getting a wax pencil like this. And this kind of takes some working with, because this can get very cakey looking if you draw it on really hard. I just draw it on really lightly, and that seems to work well for me. So for this brow wax, Milani also makes one, as does Anastasia, call it a Brow Fix. So the next brow category I'm going to talk about is brow gel. There are a lot more of these on the market. The one that I have is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Anastasia really is the queen of brows. Her products are a little bit more expensive, but they work so incredibly well. So the purpose of a brow gel is to keep your brows in place. If you find your brow hair is kind of going all over, then I think this is essential. And this has been called hairspray for the brows, and I think it really does a great job. And not all brow gels are created equally. And Milani also just came out with an eyebrow gel, which is really great. I've heard wonderful things about that as well, so I think I want to try that when this runs out, to see how they compete with each other. And MAC also has a clear brow set. There are also tinted brow gels. Anastasia makes a couple different shades, MAC makes some, and so does Benefit, they have the Benefit Gimme Brow, which is a really tiny brush, and they have it in light and medium. So basically one for blondes and redheads and one for brunettes. And it actually has little fibers that attach to your brows that do help fill it in as well. So anybody that's looking for something very natural, that would be a great product to try, because it will fill in your brows and keep them in place, but they won't look drawn on. So for the difference between wax and gel, in my opinion, this will not hold my brows in place. Like I said, I use this to help shadow stick to my brow. The gel, however, does keep them in place. I apply this as my first step and this as my last step. So now onto brow pencils. There are a ton out there. There are some that are more of a automatic pencil, and there are some that you have to sharpen. Now I have found that between these two there is a difference in the consistency. These tend to be a little bit more waxy, and they have such a small precise tip that this is really great at drawing on eyebrows. So if you have very thin eyebrows and you do want to literally draw them on, a very fine tip automatic pencil would be perfect for you. And if you are someone with more full brows like myself and you don't really need to be that specific and careful when drawing them on, you may want more of a thicker pencil like this that you have to sharpen. And I actually don't have one right now. This is an eyeliner, but I just wanted to show you that they typically have this wood pencil to them, and they are thick like a regular eyeliner. But if you have full brows, you're gonna run through this so fast. And in general, a sharpened eyebrow pencil is gonna last 4 times as long as an automatic pencil. That's just what I found with my experience. But like I said, this would be especially great for somebody with a little bit more full brows that wants to still use a pencil to fill them in. So I have 3 recommendations for the small eyebrow pencils that I recommend for people with thin brows or basically no brows that want to draw them on, and I find that these stick to skin very well. So I have a drugstore option here, which is the Maybelline Define Brow. I have mine in the shade Dark Blonde. This does come in a couple of different shades, and this is a really great product from the drugstore, and I have really enjoyed this. And this is very skinny, small tip, but it is a little bit bigger than the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which is a product that I love. Mine is in the shade Ash Blonde. I think this is a really great product, and it is worth the money in my opinion. And like I said, the Maybelline is a small tip. The Anastasia is even smaller. And the Anastasia comes in a wider shade range. If you are somebody that has a really hard time finding a brow product to match you, Anastasia will probably be your best bet. So if you have a problem with products being too red on you, check out the Anastasia line, because she has a lighter ashy shade for more blondes and a ashy shade for brunettes. So I would definitely check out that if you were having issues with color. But both of these I really recommend, as well as the MAC eyebrow pencil, which is the same format as this. And the MAC brow pencil comes in, I believe, 5 shades, so that is also a really great option. And they all perform very similarly, and these would be great for somebody with thin to no eyebrows. Someone with thick brows like myself can use them too. I obviously have them and love them, but I will go through this a lot quicker than a brow pencil that I have to sharpen. So obviously, like I said, this is an eyeliner, but the brow pencils like this that I recommend would be the Essence eyebrow pencil. It costs $2. That comes in blonde and brunette, and they are both cool tone colors, and they are really awesome. They show up well. They stay to my hairs and on my skin. Awesome. So I think those are great. Another brow pencil that's in this form is the Anastasia Perfect Brow, which is another great product from Anastasia, and that is especially great for full brows because it's not going to be as precise as the Brow Wiz, but it comes in a great variety of colors, and I've heard amazing things about that one as well. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about are pomades, which are basically gel liners for your brows. This is not going to be subtle. You can make it look a little subtle if you only use a very tiny amount to fill in your entire eyebrow. So just keep that in mind. If you want a dramatic look, this is definitely the way to go. But if you are someone that likes very natural brows, it's going to be hard to get it from a pomade brow gel liner type product. It will take some practice to get this product down packed. I actually have not tried any yet, but I definitely plan on it. So all these products you're going to need to apply with a brush. I prefer a small angled brush to apply brow product. I will give you more specifics in my brush video that will be coming up quite soon. So the first one I have to talk about is different from the rest, and that is the MakeUpForEver Aqua Brow. So this product comes in a packaging that is similar to a squeeze tube concealer. So that's something that you're probably going to want to apply on the back of your hand, and then just a little amount, and then fill in your eyebrows with it. So the next product I have is the Maybelline Fluidline Brow Gel Liner. They have them in, I believe, Dirty Blonde, Redhead, and Brunette. I'm not sure if these are limited edition or permanent, but they are out currently. So the product that you guys have probably heard the most about is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. That is the one that I want to try. I believe it retails for about $20, and it comes in 4 shades right now, but they are adding 3 new shades this fall, which is very exciting. So it will fit a lot more variety of brows, because right now the 3 darker shades are very dark, so some people have been having a hard time playing with them, but it really is, for a product like that, it really is about testing it to find the best method and the best amount for you. Tarte also sells something similar, which is their Brow Mousse, which comes in like a gel liner pot, and I believe they have 3 different shades to choose from. And the last 2 products I want to mention are actually gel liners, but I've heard a lot of brunettes like them. If you can find a brown gel liner, that'll be great for somebody with like deep brown hair. I know the Wet n Wild Fergie line has a brown gel liner, and I've heard a lot of people use MAC Fluidline in Dip Down. If you are a deep brunette, any brown gel liner should work well for your eyebrows, but make sure it looks brown, not brown black. So all of these are going to have really nice lasting power. Some of them may be waterproof, and they should all be water resistant. So that is really great. It will be wonderful for the summertime when you're going to be hot and sweaty. But again, this is going to be more of a dramatic look. So the next category we have would be brow powders. Now I have a ton. A lot of drugstore and high-end brands offer brow powders. Brow powders can work for people with very thin brows to very thick like myself. So I'm going to start with the most inexpensive to the most expensive. And the first one I have here is the e.l.f. Eyebrow Kit. This comes in 4 shades. I have the shade Ash, which is a great ashy tone for my ashy blonde hair and brows. So I absolutely love this. You can see it has a colored wax and a powder that's very pigmented. It comes with a brush, which does work very well. I love this. I think it's a great value. This is going to work, like I said, for people with more thick brows, because this does not stick to skin super well. So Wet n Wild and NYX also have brow kits that have 2 shadows in them plus a wax. I've heard good things about both. And the NYX Eyebrow Kit comes in, I believe, 5 or 6 shades, and I think the Wet n Wild only comes in 2 or 3. So Milani also has a Brow Fix Kit, which comes in either 2 or 3 different shades, and within the kit there are 2 different brow colors and 1 shimmery highlight color for under your brow. And it also has a mini brush, mini sponge tip applicator, and a mini pair of tweezers. And I've actually heard those tweezers are pretty good, so I would leave those applicators in there. So the next product I have is something that you may have heard about if you watch a lot of YouTube videos, and that is the Whitening Lightning Brow Bar to Go. I have the original, but now they make it in a light and a dark shade. So this one has 2 brow colors and a brow wax, and it also comes with a brush, which works really well. So for me, this is a little bit more warm tone, and I have to say that these are incredibly pigmented. These would be great as eyeshadows. These have incredible pigmentation. For this specific product, I would say that you definitely can just use the wax and the powders, and your brows will look incredible because this is so pigmented. So the next one I have to share with you is one of my personal favorites, but it's not technically a brow product, and that is a MAC eyeshadow. I have the shade Omega, which is a wonderful light ashy color, which works amazing for blondes. And because this is an eyeshadow, this is incredibly pigmented. So I like to use this on my eyebrows with that wax and no pencil needed, because this is so incredibly opaque and pigmented. And any of their matte shades that would look like they would match your hair, I would definitely recommend checking them out, but please make sure they're matte. If you have shimmer in your eyebrows, that's going to be very noticeable and not very flattering. In my blog post, I will mention the shades that I think would work great for different hair colors. So the next product I have is the Anastasia Brow Shadow Duo, and I have the shade Taupe. Again, this comes in a ton of shades, and this is one that is pigmented, but it is not as pigmented as the Brow Bar To Go or the MAC eyeshadow. But I like to use this in conjunction with my pencil. I like to use the pencil to fill in the tail and shape the front, underline, the bottom, and the top. And then I put the wax on my entire brow and fill it in with this powder, and I think they work, all those products work in combination so well together. I will have a in-depth talk through brow tutorial coming for you guys, showing you how to use all of these products. So the last one I have to recommend is a new product, and this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Volumizing Powder. I've only heard a couple people talk about it, but I've heard good things, and they actually have one that is a gray shade, which I have never heard of anybody else doing, which would be great for some older women who are starting to get gray hair, or even for really, really ashy light blonde. So the last category I have to talk about would be brow highlighters for under the brow, and this product can also be used for carving out your eyebrows to clean up any mistakes, and also brow highlighters are great to kind of camouflage any little tiny hairs that are growing out. So I think that they're really helpful. They are not a must-have, but I wanted to recommend my favorites for you. So the first one I have is one that I've been using for a while, and this is the NYX Wonder Pencil. This has a lot of purposes. This comes in a light, medium, and dark shade. And as you can see, it's just a really, really small eyeliner pencil basically. So this is really, really precise to get around your brows and give them a really sharp definition. And another one I have is the Milani Brow and Eye Highlighter. I have the shade Matte Cream and Luminous Lip, which is the more pink tone. This also comes in a matte beige, which is a more yellow tone, and it comes in one other color that would be amazing for deeper skin. It's more of a peachy shade, and the other side has a taupey brow pencil. For the matte cream and the matte beige, it comes with a matte side and a shimmer side. I personally just use the matte, and as you can see, this is much larger than the NYX Wonder Pencil that I showed, but I think this is so nice for getting under my brows, and this is really, really soft, and it's very, very easy to blend out, and I just think this is a wonderful product. And I like that you have the option of either going with matte or shimmer. This would also be great to pop in your inner corner or on your waterline. Anastasia also makes a dual brow highlighter very, very similar to this, and Benefit also has a product called the Benefit Highbrow, which is more of a pink tone to really help highlight under your brows. So I wanted to thank you all so much for watching this video. I know it was very long. Please check the post down below for more detail on all these products, and please leave me any beauty related question you may have in a comment down below that I can answer in my Q&A. Thank you all so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.